When Erik Ten Hag walked in as United manager, he didn't quite know how broken the club was. Inside and out, the fans knew. But Erik Ten Hag, well, he was going to find out as the season progressed. And it's not been the easiest start. He's settled in pretty quickly as United manager and found out exactly what was wrong with the club, whilst at the same time trying to build from within. He set the right tone from the beginning. And I tell you what, United fans now, we're starting to believe again. We're in the first League Cup final in 6 years. We've got 12 consecutive wins at Old Trafford, 8 clean sheets in a row. The team is playing as a team. Every player is playing for this squad, and it's down to the, in my opinion, incredible work that Ten Hag has done on and off the pitch. Just United are heading in the right direction, and it's all down to the work that Erik Ten Hag has started. Erik Ten Hag, baby. Our manager, happy birthday to Erik Ten Hag, 53 years young today. And the reason I'm doing this video is because, honestly, I genuinely feel like it's almost a bit of a miracle what Ten Hag has achieved in these 8 months. I'm going to give you some context, help you understand and remember exactly where we were 8 months ago to understand the scale of this achievement. And it's not an achievement per se in the idea that we haven't won any titles or trophies. That's where we want to get to. But we've had plenty of false dawns as United fans. I'm going to run through them all later in this video. This feels different. So make sure you drop a like on it. Let's get straight into it. And unfortunately, to understand and enjoy this progress so much, you have to remember where we were. And it was only a few months ago where we had to sit there and watch Liverpool spank us 5-0 at Old Trafford and have to spank us 4-0 at Anfield. And we watched Rangnick attempt to try and bring some unity to this squad, and ultimately he wasn't able to achieve it. You remember those first 45 minutes against Crystal Palace? Wow. Jeez, I've only just randomly thought of that. Jeez, that was a false dawn in itself. But after Rangnick left, we were a broken club. We were in bits. Erik Ten Hag came in, and I don't really think he knew how big the job was. I don't particularly think he knew how bad it was behind the scenes. But he quickly found out at Manchester United. From day one, he was working hard on discipline inside this squad. Every single member there has spoken about how good and impressive his management has been from a discipline perspective. It was something that massively lacked inside this squad for so long. But it didn't exactly lead to great results straight away. Brighton and Brentford, and the Brentford game in particular, that 4-0 away to Brentford, was just a massive reality check. So we've gone from those 5-0s and the 4-0s against Liverpool last season into the feeling under Rangnick, and that continued and flowed into this season. And everybody was worried that it was going to continue. But Ten Hag, through management, he's changed everything. And he's not exactly had it easy, has he? Cristiano Ronaldo in that situation that unfolded pretty much since the beginning. With everything that happened on the pre-season tour, rightly, he didn't have to go on the pre-season tour. We've seen everything that's unfolded since, and it was just unfortunately, the word I would use is spectacular, but spectacular in all the wrong ways, and the fallout of it. But Erik Ten Hag dealt with it, and Manchester United now are a better team because of it. And the latest example here of just this excellent management from Ten Hag is definitely what we're seeing with Jadon Sancho, who has got a big smile on face. That's a photo, that's a moment that Sancho's been waiting for, that Ten Hag's been waiting for, and all United fans are waiting for. And the reception he got at Old Trafford was absolutely brilliant. That was absolutely amazing to see, and I'm sure that's going to be a moment that Sancho won't ever really forget. And I think I've said it on my live stream this morning. I can't remember too many situations where a player of the quality and the importance of Sancho can just disappear into the shadows for a couple of months because he's not quite where he needs to be mentally. And that has come down to Ten Hag's management. And he's saying, look, it's great to see him back. The fans, it's great to see the love the fans showed him. I think he enjoyed his comeback. He was smiling these last few weeks at Carrington. And everybody's smiling at Manchester United right now. And the Sancho situation is just the latest example of what I consider brilliant man management from Erik Ten Hag. And through all of that, through the discipline from the preseason, through the management of the reactions to Brentford and Brighton, joining in with a 13.8 kilometre run, it might not be that important, but it's symbolic. And to everything that happened with Ronaldo and every member of the squad who's been dropped when they've not been good enough, and everybody who's come in and been rotated, it's been the same rule for everyone. And it's built something that feels a bit different this time at Manchester United. Everybody inside this squad has got a massive smile on their face. That's Bruno Fernandes being given his Man of the Match award after United beat Forest last night at Old Trafford to go through to the League Cup final. 5-0 in aggregate. Everybody's got a smile on their face. And I tell you a big thing about it, all of this as well. It's not just from within where Ten Hag is improving. It's from everything he's bringing into the club as well. And the impact of the likes of Martinez and Casemiro and Eriksen and Anthony on this Manchester United squad. Malacia as well. It's just that every single facet really is falling into place and is working. And working together. And that's the big thing that United we are not having at this moment in time. It's not just a mentality thing, but Ten Hag, of course, is bringing the absolute prime mentality back into this squad. And the stages and the progress we're going through. And look, we're still, I would say 50% of where we want to be. Where we're currently playing right now, there's still so much room for improvement in so many different areas and facets. And Ten Hag's not getting carried away with that. But the thing for me at this point, and the reason I've done this video, is because it just feels different, all right? We've had false dawns. We go back here, man, that photo, it's a cool photo. Van Gaal, I'd love to get drunk with Van Gaal. I think it'd be a great night out. Back when Van Gaal won the FA Cup. Back when Jose Mourinho won the Europa League. Or Jose Mourinho made it a double. Back when we thought this is where we're going to see the best of United, the best of Mourinho, the best of Pogba and all the other players we've had. And it didn't work out. And then, of course, the one that probably stung me the most was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in that Europa League final and everything we built up to in that season and all the progress just fell through like water through a sieve at that point. And as soon as that final went by United, that was the beginning of the end for Solskjaer. And we know what happened then. Now, Erik Ten Hag is in his first cup final as a United manager. Only the second time in history that a manager in his first season at Manchester United has reached the cup final. And if we can turn that into silverware, what an impact that could have. But I tell you what, it's not just about a cup final and the impact that could have. This is what I mean about the wider improvement of Manchester United and the positivity flowing through every fibre of this club. Right now, Manchester United, look, we're on our best home winning run since May 2011 when we won the Premier League. No Premier League team has kept more clean sheets than Manchester United in all competitions. Marcus Rashford, only Erling Haaland has more goal involvements than him so far this season. And I tell you one big thing right now is this Eriksen injury could really have put a spanner in the works of Manchester United's season. But instead of us wallowing in what's happened, we've gone out and signed, I would consider, a more than adequate replacement in Marcel Sabitzer. So we've turned that negative situation into a positive situation with good planning, good strategy, and the club executed it properly. And that's what I mean about Ten Hag. Everything is just, it feels like it's working together. Everybody's marching in the same direction. Whereas previously we had so many different forces pulling from so many different directions. Now, of course, there is still a different force that's happening and being pulled at Manchester United. Being pulled? Don't make any sense. But the Glazers, and they're going to fucking leave the club. They're going to sell the club, and we're going to find out in February maybe who the new owners of Manchester United can be. And what could happen then when we've got Erik Ten Hag and what he's done from, as I said, from where we were with these sorts of performances, with this sort of mentality, to where we are now with these players and how Ten Hag has got us playing. It's spectacular how well he's done in 8 months. Losing that final doesn't change that. The overwhelming momentum that's going through this club is just gathering pace, game by game, week by week. Every single player's on board with it, and I can't wait to see what happens next when we've got owners who have the same ambitions as Erik Ten Hag. Happy birthday to the big man. What a manager. What a transformation so far. And I can't wait to see where we are in a year's time if this is how good we can be after only 8 months. Amazing, amazing work from Erik so far. I want more of it though.